3-1, advancing to declining stocks right now. So remember, yesterday we moved on geopolitical events and the French election. Today we're moving on earnings. Two big risk areas, a little less risk in the market. That's what they're telling us. Take a look at the sectors right now. It's the reflation trade. It's banks. It's techs. It's materials, a little bit on the industrial side. You look at the industrial earnings, Caterpillar, you heard about the great numbers. 3M also had great numbers and raised their guidance. 3M's flat here, but remember, 3M is essentially at an historic high right now. Tough to move it forward, even with good guidance, but the guidance is coming up to the expectations. That's the key right now. Look at the comments. Look what Jim Mumbleby said from Caterpillar here. These are encouraging signs with promising quoting activity in many of the markets we serve, and retail sales to users turning positive for both machines and energy and transportation for the first time in several years. How much more positive can you possibly get? Look at all these companies that have not only beat guidance, but they are raising guidance for the full year just in the last 3 or 4 days. Caterpillar, 3M, Illinois Toolworks, Honeywell, Stanley Black & Decker, Dover, Sherwin-Williams not only beat, they all raised guidance. Folks, that's a trend. G, by the way, beat, they affirmed their full-year guidance, $1.60 to $1.70. Those are encouraging terms right now. Masco, we had one of the big, of course, do-it-yourselfers. Think of plumbing, think cabinetry. Their numbers were excellent as well. And again, you want to look at the commentary of the CEOs if they go out of their way a little to say things are getting better. This is what Keith Allman said. The building products industry fundamentals remain favorable and are expected to support long-term growth. Our outlook for demand in both repair and remodel and new home construction continues to be positive. Again, encouraging. So the important thing here is it's not just here. Europe is getting pretty good earnings this morning as well, and the trend there is also well. So Novartis in the pharmaceutical group, Lonza, that's also pharmaceutical, their numbers were really good. Volvo had good numbers this morning. SAP, business software, they had good numbers as well. It's not just here. There's a global trend of earnings improving in general. So remember, where are we on the risk scale? 4 big risk factors we've talked about consistently. Yesterday, we moved on geopolitical events being a little bit lower, and we've had this continuing worry that stocks might be too high priced given what the earnings situation is. Well, given what the earnings trend has been so far and the guidance for the full year, I would say there is still a risk, but that concern is diminishing now as we're actually getting full year guidance from companies. The weaker economic data, well, that first quarter numbers were not great. I'd say the risk is still high there, but if the second quarter numbers really improve, as a lot of the bulls think they will, that will diminish as well. And of course, these delayed fiscal reforms, I'd say moderate risk there. You know how big the president has been this week in trying to move forward that tax cut. So put it all together, we're trading range right now, 2325 to 2400 on the S&P 500. Put up the S&P here. So the risk to me is to the upside if something happens on taxes in the next couple months, and then we get some economic data in the second quarter, a little bit better than expected. Risk is to the upside. We can make that 2,400 number very, very quickly overall here. Now, you never get a 100% perfect story. We all know this. There are companies that have disappointed on their full-year guidance. You just never get 100% perfect. We saw it with Whirlpool. We saw it with Lockheed Martin. We saw it with Ryder. Generally, their guidance was not as great as people were anticipating, and you can see Ryder moving down, rather notably Lockheed Martin as well. But they tend to be outliers. The overall earnings trend is positive, particularly for earnings and the banks. We'll see how the tech companies start reporting in a very short while. We're up 200 points on the Dow, and remember, 2401, Carl, it's the old high on the S&P 500. We're 15 points away from that right now.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.